now, in association with Hodgkin's Hoof Pastels and Jelly Moles, we present Henderson Doorframe of Long Division. When last we heard of our hero, Henderson was just returning to Long Division to prepare for his latest mission.
After my daring escape in a previous episode, I rushed up to see the chief.
Come in. Ah, there you are, Commander. Where have you been?
I'm sorry I'm late, sir. I was crossing London Bridge on my way in and I was attacked by an enemy agent. The chief put down the toilet paper he had been reading.
Good Lord, Commander. What happened?
Well, he tried to give me a left hook, but I already had one of those, so he took it back and gave me a Chinese burn instead. We were locked in a deadly embrace as we fought closer and closer to the parapet overlooking the Thames.
Good grief, Doorframe. How on earth did you escape?
I tossed him off, sir.
Yes, well, your dedication to your country is most admirable, Commander. I don't think I could have done it. Now to business. I need you to get down to the boffins at Short Division and speak to Professor Condescending Tone. She'll be able to give you the lowdown on the current Wi-Fi, hi-fi, kung fu voodoo that you do so well. And whilst you're there, Commander, ask the Professor what another word for moving staircase is, would you?
Escalator, sir?
No, I would rather that you asked her now, Commander.
And with that, the meeting was over. After a jaunty musical link, I walked into Short Division, where I was met by an assistant.
Ah, there you are, Commander. You're late. Where have you been?
Good morning, Anne. Lovely to see you again. Sorry I'm late. I was held up driving across Tower Bridge.
I see. Traffic jam.
Gunpoint. They stole my car, which is why I'm late. I'm looking for Professor Condescending Tone.
Of course. Just a moment. Excuse me, Professor.
The figure turned on high-heeled football boots and glided over, the long, shapely legs arriving at the same time as the rest of the well-proportioned body. With a voice like warm milk chocolate being poured over silk, they spoke.
Can I help you?
Commander Doorframe, this is Professor Shapely Legs. Professor Shapely Legs, Commander Doorframe of Long Division. Commander Doorframe of Long Division, Professor Shapely Legs. Professor Shapely Legs, Commander Doorframe of Long Division. Commander Doorframe of Long Division, Professor Shapely Legs.
Pleased to meet you, Commander.
Yes, I'd love to.
Professor Shapely Legs is in charge of weapons development, Commander.
We shook hands briefly and then shook hands with each other, equally as briefly. Do you know where Professor Condescending Tone is? Professor Shapely Legs pointed to an office with one of his long, painted fingernails.
Yes, you'll find her in her office. But I have to warn you now, it's not a good moment.
Really?
Yeah, time of the month.
Oh no. You mean...
Yes, it's the day before payday. She's flat broke and in need of an overpriced coffee.
I sighed a deep sigh and carefully took out my government-issue snub-nosed Disney wallet. I made sure the safety was off and checked that there was a tenner in the chamber. I'll tread carefully, I said as I made my way cautiously to the door. Half a sentence later, I made my way to the laboratory in the lower level of Short Division. I opened the secret flap in my trousers and pressed a button. The door to the lab slid open, and I was met by an assistant, wearing goggles and a white lab coat.
Come in, Commander. You can leave your goggles and white lab coat over there if you like.
Thank you, Anne, I said as I removed the items. What do you have for me? Professor Condescending Tone said something about a missing agent.
Yes, indeed. But the Boffins at Short Division have also been developing a new range of company vehicles, and we'd like you to test a few out.
Oh, really?
No, he's not in today, but Professor O'Clock will be taking you through the briefing.
Excellent. Then let's get started, shall we? An assistant nodded, and we were joined by the professor.
Now, pay attention, Commander. We've had a report that one of our best agents, James Handsome, is missing. He took a few days' leave to go and visit his uncle, but by all accounts, he never arrived.
I see. Do we have a name?
James Handsome, I just told you. Witnesses reported seeing a suspicious enemy agent lurking around Handsome's hotel. You'll need to be looking for a German spy with one eye.
And if I can't find him?
Then you'll need to use both eyes.
Understood. Was there any evidence of foul play or any evidence recovered from the scene?
Not really. Ear witnesses reported hearing gunshots. We examined the room and found a couple of slugs in the walls.
9mm?
It was difficult to tell as they were still crawling around. And you know what sort of slimy mess they leave behind.
Yes, I suppose they are difficult to measure. Anne mentioned that you had a choice of vehicles that you wanted me to road test.
Oh, yes indeed. Come and have a look at these. What do you think? I'm especially proud of these bad boys.
Yes, they are very impressive indeed.
Aren't they? I spent many hours working on these, and I've polished them to the point where you can see your face in them.
Yes. Is there any chance you could pull up your trousers, Professor, and just show me the cars?
Oh, yes, of course, of course. You'll have to forgive me, Commander. I'm just a humble professor, and it's not often I get a chance to show off my impressive pair to anyone new.
Well, rest assured they are indeed magnificent, and a credit to your hard work. I don't think I've ever seen such an impressive pair of legs like those before.
You were looking at my legs?
Yes, of course. Why?
Oh, nothing. Well then, let's just show you the cars then. Now, here we have the new range of company vehicles, all specially designed for use in the field, and most roads as well. Agents will have a choice of vehicles, which of course will be fitted out with their own personal choice of weapons, gadgets and cup holders. As you can see, we have the Renault Megane Huff, the Ford Escort Strop, and the Honda Civic Temper. So depending on your choice, you could leave today in a Huff, or in a Strop, or in a Temper. The Renault Huff also has a nifty gadget built in, which is a mini bike, which we have nicknamed 60 Seconds. So, if you choose that option, you could leave here in a minute in the Huff.
Incredible. You boffins here at Short Division always fail to impress me.
Thank you, Commander. It's nice to know that we're being taken for granted down here.
And with that, I left in a huff. A few days later, I arrived back at Short Division.
Commander! What are you doing back here?
The sat-nav isn't working. Several hours later, I arrived back at Long Division, where I walked into the Chief's outer office, where his pretty secretary sat typing an out-of-order sign. With shoulder-length blonde hair, full lips, and a pair of perky, pert eyes, and sitting there chewing on a peppermint-flavoured stapler, I decided to use my traditional flirty greeting. Good morning, Simon. Is the Chief in?
Oh, very well, Commander. You've twisted my arm again. Shall we say about 8 in the pub tonight?
It's very hard to say, as I haven't had a chance to count them yet. But it will probably be about that, plus wee Jock, the incontinent Scotsman.
You always did have a way with words, you silver-nosed rascal. Go on, get in there. The Chief is waiting for you.
Come in. excellent. Welcome back, Commander. I have your next assignment here. Did you track down the quilted pillow criminal mastermind, by the way?
I did, sir, but I arrived just too late to save the world's most expensive cheese. The chief narrowed his teeth and pursed his loose change.
Why? What had he done with it?
I'm afraid to say, sir, but when I finally got there, he was spreading it on his crackers.
Filthy beast. That's something you'll never unsee, I'll bet. Now, down to business. We've had a report of a Frenchman who is a possible threat to national security. So I want you to get over to Paris, France, to see if you can find him.
A Frenchman? In France? Piece of cake, sir.
Ooh, no, not for me, thanks. I've just had a big lunch.
So what do we know about this Frenchman in Paris, France, sir? Any distinguishing features?
Yes, there are quite a few. Notre Dame Cathedral, the Champs-Élysées, the Eiffel Tower, of course, and Disneyland.
Excellent. When do you need me to start?
Right away, Commander. Pop down to the Boffins at Short Division and ask for Professor Heartandsoul. She developed a brand new gadget that she wants you to field test.
Understood, sir. What is it?
It's a field, Commander, but it can transform into a harvest of wheat in a matter of months.
What will they think of next? Do we have any leads about the Frenchman?
Well, the Professor has also developed a brand new Rolls-Royce-powered 4-litre portable toilet.
Good. That'll give me something to go on. And with that, the briefing was over. I leaned over the desk and kissed the chief lightly on his left cheek. I then realized that he was bending over, and so I proceeded to leave the office.
What now for our heroic hero? Will James Handsome visit his uncle? Will Professor O'Clock ever finish polishing his prized pear? Will Henderson manage to track down the mysterious Frenchman in Paris, France? Find out in the next episode entitled Henderson Doorframe manages to track down the mysterious Frenchman in Paris, France.
That was Episode 5 of Henderson Doorframe of Long Division, with Jan Kelly and Jim Thompson bringing some class to the proceedings, while Steve Hannum was Henderson Doorframe. The show was written and produced by Steve Hannum.